Olympics, World Cup Rugby 2019, and Soccer World Cup 2014 as well. But the strength of the state is through its 3 lakh MSMEs who are very competitive and are deeply embedded into the global value chain. Many global MNCs have made Punjab their home. Punjab exports its produce to over about 100 plus countries across diverse sectors. This leadership in diverse sectors is what makes our growth story truly transformational. The industry is at the core of this growth. The government, of course, has always played the role of a facilitator and made significant efforts to provide a conducive and helpful business environment in the state. We have always built in collaborative partnership, and we believe that this inclusive growth and balanced regional development of the state is most critical for the state's economy to prosper. The good part is that we have always involved the industry and carried out stakeholder discussions before any decisions are taken. The Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017 was laid out in consultation with all stakeholders, and this policy, as you all know, has a slew of incentives to attract investments in the state and is one of the best and the most attractive incentive-based policy in the entire country. Our notable incentives include 100% net GST reimbursement, both on inter and intrastate sales, liberal employment subsidies, up to rupees 48,000 irrespective of domiciles, among many others. As I mentioned, we believe in collaborative decision making, and industry has always been providing us with feedback, and we have had a continuous dialogue with major industry associations such as the CII, PhD Chamber, and they are all part of the state level committees and district level committees that grant approvals and sanctions for fiscal incentives as well. This is our mechanism to ensure that we receive a continuous feedback from the industry so that we can continuously improve upon our working. The government continuously engages with the industry to identify and resolve challenges and issues that hinder industrial growth in the state. And as part of the reform process that we have introduced to make Punjab the best state in terms of ease of doing business. The flagship Punjab Innovation Mission, which is a 150 crores initiative, is private-led, government-backed initiative to promote startups in Punjab. Mr. Pramod Bhasin actually leads this mission. The Industrial and Business Development Policy was complemented with a slew of unprecedented initiatives to ease the regulatory burden in the state. Many forward-looking provisions, having statutory backing and being the first of their kind in the country, have been adopted. We believe that reforms are an anchor, and innovation in governance by the state is really the key for all the initiatives that we have been taking till now. Till now, over 2,000 plus reforms have been undertaken by the state in the last few years, and some of these include the central inspection system, which allows only computerized risk-based selection of establishments and random selection of inspectors. It is mandatory for these inspectors to upload their inspection report online within 48 hours. This brings in a huge transparency into the entire regulatory regime. Through the Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion Amendment Act 2021, automatic deemed approvals have been allowed, and now all approvals are deemed to be approved. Approvals are deemed to be approved post-expiry of stipulated service delivery time. As on date, 533 approvals have been granted under this route. To the Punjab Goods Carriages Regulation and Prevention of Cartelization Rules 2017, the state has abolished the truck unions to ensure free and fair movement of goods in the state. Through the Right to Business Act 2019, MSMEs can immediately start their business by provisions of self-certification. E-auction for online and transparent land allotment has been introduced, and we have placed great emphasis on governance and brought in several provisions to ensure that the role of government is limited only to facilitation. The Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act, a first of its kind reform in India, aims to reduce compliance burden for businesses and citizens by a minimum of 50%. All the services shall be made online. Around 1,608 compliances have till date been simplified, reduced, or eliminated. Punjab has also become the first state to freeze a defined list of NOCs required by industry for setting up an enterprise, and no department I repeat, no department can actually ask for any other NOC without the approval from the Council of Ministers. This was a long pending demand of the industry to set up a state groundwater authority, and we have already set it up to facilitate easy approvals for industry users. And in the long run, we believe that this would assist in long-term planning and ensuring sustainable management of groundwater in the state. The Invest Punjab Business First portal provides all regulatory approvals without any physical touch points with any department officials. More than 120 services and 36 fiscal incentives of 16 state departments and two central agencies are being delivered in an online manner on anytime, anywhere basis without any physical touch point. Invest Punjab is also the nodal investment promotion agency of the state that serves as a single point of contact for any investor. I can see here a lot of you who have actually had their experiences, their wonderful experience with Invest Punjab, and I am sure that you'll be able to vouch for the efficiency and effectiveness of this agency. Officers from 23 departments are available under one roof, and the CEO is vested with the power to grant state-level clearances in the state. Invest Punjab has actually been ranked as the top performer investment promotion agency in the country by the Government of India. We are also now setting up the District Bureau of Industry and Investment Promotion at all districts for investor facilitation at district levels. In phase 1, these bureaus would be set up in 6 districts in Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Mohali, Patiala, and Bathinda. We are also developing state-of-the-art mega industrial parks to cater to needs of industry with large land requirements. These mega parks, each over 1,000 acres, are being set up in Ludhiana, Patiala, and Bathinda, and will provide ready plug-and-play facilities for the industry. The total land bank in the state is now over 6,000 acres. We have developed a very efficient logistics network and are ranked second in India on the Ease of Logistics Index by Government of India. We are one of the few states that are connected with both the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors. The state offers an excellent quality of life to the investors, and we have been ranked first in school education in the Government of India's Performance Grading Index 2019-20. Almost all institutes of national importance as IIT, IIM, and our host institution today, ISB, AIMS, are all present in the state. IIT Ropar is the second highest ranked Indian university in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2020. Private universities that are playing a fantastic role in delivering world-class education in India, in Punjab, are also being welcomed. Today, we are also ranked 5th in the Niti Aayog's Health Index. We are a state which has the lowest share of cognizable crime amongst major industrialized states in India. We are also ranked first in safety and legal environment by Niti Aayog and 4th in India's Justice Report by the Tata Trusts. Incidentally, I must also highlight here that the state has not seen a major labor strike anywhere, in any industry in the last 3 decades. We are one of the most peaceful industrial labor states. I would like to now reassure the investors that our Chief Minister, Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, has a great vision for the industrial growth in Punjab, with the entrepreneurial spirit of industry and supportive policies of the government.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's an audio-visual interlude. This state presentation covers so many splendid dimensions of the industrial ecosystem of Punjab, and also acquaints us with the systematic, technological, and institutional reforms taken by the state government recently. So now, let's view the state presentation.
Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, where nature and faith meet. A land blessed by the Gurus. A state with its composite culture and unique Punjabiyat. A state known for its forts and palaces, for its verdant water bodies, and its place of worship. And above all, the Golden Temple. A place where tradition and modernity seamlessly fuse into each other. The state's brave and industrious people guarding India's frontiers, as well as giving India the green revolution and contributing in creating a vibrant industrial and business environment in the country. truly, India begins here. Punjab has scripted an incredulous industrial growth story in the last 4.5 years. The state has secured on-the-ground investment of more than 99,000 crore rupees in over 3,300 project proposals during the last 4.5 years. This has resulted in creating potential employment opportunities for 3 lakh plus youth. Punjab's investment story witnessed a major boost in 2017. Since then, the Punjab government has undertaken many new initiatives to create a robust industrial ecosystem in the state. The current government has worked extensively to improve the business climate in Punjab by bringing in institutional, systematic and technological reforms. These include reforms such as attractive incentives extended under Punjab Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017. Development of new industrial infrastructure and extension of Invest Punjab model at district level for MSME units. In addition, reforms range from introduction of an end-to-end online Invest Punjab Business First portal that provides 120 plus time-bound regulatory clearances and services from 16 departments to the recent implementation of deemed approvals, wherein automatic approvals will be generated and granted online through Business First portal in case of lapse of stipulated time period by the authority. Additionally, the state provides for trailblazing ease of doing business reforms such as auto-renewal of consents based on self-certifications, decriminalization by establishment of a powerful oversight committee, grant of in-principle approvals to new MSMEs based solely on self-certifications under the Punjab Right to Business Act 2020 and others. Recently, in a landmark move to reduce compliance burden on businesses and citizens, Punjab government has also notified the Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act 2021, under which all departments have to reduce compliance burden by at least 50%, and all G2B and G2C services will be online. The state has reduced over 1,600 compliances already. This has resulted in investments in coveted projects such as Varun Beverages, Amity University, International Tractors, Coca-Cola through Ludhiana Beverages, Hero E-Cycles, Swaraj Mahindra, Hindustan Unilever, PepsiCo, Verbio from Germany, Air Liquid, and the recent ones Aditya Birla Group and JK Papers. The feather in the cap is that many of these projects have come from foreign investors and MNCs from countries including USA, UAE, Spain, Germany, France, Japan, Singapore, UK, Italy, South Korea, New Zealand, Netherlands, and Denmark.
Our experience in executing this project has been extremely positive. We have received tremendous support from the Punjab Bureau of Investment. All approvals have happened in a time-bound fashion. In fact, it is commendable that the approach of the Bureau has been one of finding a solution to any problem that comes in the way. And it is this collaboration that has enabled this project to be executed in a short span of time.
Punjab's industrial success. Punjab is fast emerging as the preferred investment destination owing to connectivity advantage. The state has 2 international airports and 4 domestic airports. The state ranks second in ease of logistics in India. Development of new industrial infrastructure, availability of attractive incentives and skilled force, along with a track record of peaceful labor relations, act as an icing on the cake.
I assure all investors that we will continue to have a stable policy regime and hassle-free environment in the state. I invite all investors to come to Punjab.
Invest Punjab and Government of Punjab are geared towards continuing initiatives that will help the state position itself as the preferred investment destination in India. The state truly considers industry as equal partners in growth. Let's explore the state and its potential. All are welcome.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're extremely thankful and privileged to now be joined by some of our investors and distinguished guests, each of them highly accomplished and renowned. So let's welcome them one by one as they link up with us for the virtual plenary. We're now joined by Shri Harshpati Singhania, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, JK Paper Limited. A very warm welcome to you, sir. The JK Group has planned to set up in Punjab. They have already bought land in High-Tech Valley, Ludhiana, where they will be setting up a plant for manufacturing paper-based packing material. Mr. Singhania is currently a member of the Executive Board of the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, Paris, which is the apex body for all chambers of commerce globally. Mr. Singhania, a very warm welcome. It's now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, Finance Minister, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Industry and Commerce Minister, Shri Anirudh Tiwari, Shri Tejveer Singh, Senior Government Functionaries, distinguished colleagues and friends from business and industry, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everybody, and it's a pleasure to be with everybody today. I am deeply honored and delighted to be with you on the important occasion of the 4th edition of the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. The initiatives taken by the state for making the state investor friendly and other development efforts, which we just heard through the various presentations, are indeed very impressive. The diversity and uniqueness of Punjab is evident in the traditions, value, and history. While it's known as the land of saints and gurus, it is also identified as the land of warriors and freedom fighters who contributed immensely to the country's freedom movement. The people of Punjab are known for their strong determination, their compassion, and their high-spiritedness is hard to miss. A guest in Punjab is considered as a representative of God and is well looked after. Despite forming a small percentage of India's population and accounting for only 1.5% of the total land area, it produces a significant amount of the country's food reserves and is rightly known as the granary of India. Punjab has been considered to be the seat of the Green Revolution in the country and has singularly contributed to making India self-sufficient in food by ringing in a quantum jump in food production and productivity. Despite being agrarian, small and medium industries occupy a large place besides some large enterprises. A prominent feature of the state's industrial landscape is its numerous industrial units spread across engineering, auto parts, machine tools, textiles, sports goods, etc. But in a bid for further development and to usher in widespread prosperity across the state, the government currently has been keen to generate a higher and sustained contribution from the industrial sector in partnership with business. In this context, the new industrial and business development policy has been a major impetus, which has identified 8 core strategic pillars for the growth and promotion of industries, of which ease of doing business and stakeholder engagement feature prominently. The establishment of Business First Portal has been a pioneering initiative with a focus on time-bound approvals, mostly through digital mode, thereby easing compliance burden on investors. Invest Punjab, with its corporate way of working, is one of the most customer-centric, proactive, and efficient investment promotion agencies our group has ever come across. I must compliment you, Chief Minister, and the Government of Punjab for the efforts it has taken towards creating this world-class infrastructure and improving air and road connectivity, as well as driving in transparency in the government. With the availability of plug-and-play infrastructure in the form of more than 45 industrial parks and attractive fiscal incentives, it has now emerged as a preferred destination for all of us. The title of the summit, Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured, is apt as it marks the entry of our JK organization's maiden entry in manufacturing in the state of Punjab. The state's industrial ecosystem, its proximity to the northern markets, forward-looking industrial policies, and conducive business environment are highly assuring and were instrumental in driving our investment decision. Our 125-year-old JK organization has been built on the philosophy of Make in India, Chief Minister, by using Indian labor, capital, and management. It is a story of Indian manufacturing built with contemporary technology and has strong quality assurance, giving best value to the consumer. This is reflected in our JK logo that symbolizes the values of dignity of labor, technology, and trust. We are an over $4 billion diversified business group with businesses spread across paper, tires, cement, auto components, engineering, and agribusinesses like seeds and dairy. We have pioneered manufacturing of several products for the first time in the country over decades, leading to self-reliance. We were the first in India to produce aluminium virgin metal from Indian bauxite in the 1940s. The first map litho paper was introduced by us in the 1960s, and later we became the first to brand and mass market photocopying paper. We pioneered the production of steel belted radial tires in India in the 1970s. More recently, we've been the first to design, develop, and manufacture and supply complete transmission system to electric two-wheelers. Our operations are pan-India with an export footprint of more than 100 countries. The vision of our group has been built upon the motto of giving back to society. We run several schools and education institutions across the country, have established the JK Lakshmipathy University in Jaipur, Rajasthan, besides adopting 7 ITIs under the public-private partnership model. In the medical area, we run a multi-specialty hospital, PSRI, in New Delhi, besides running regular comprehensive health camps in rural areas. A major focus of our CSR is to provide livelihood opportunities, particularly to women, in an effort to empower them. Our manufacturing plants are located in the backward areas of India, generating employment opportunities and income to more than 40,000 people directly and an estimated 25 lakh indirectly. Honorable Chief Minister, it's a privilege and honor for JK Paper, which is part of the JK organization, to be setting up a state-of-the-art corrugated packaging unit at High Tech Valley, Ludhiana. This will be the biggest and technologically most advanced corrugated packaging unit in the state. This also marks our entry into the corrugated packaging sector, a new area for our business. The plant facility in Punjab will use recycled paper as raw material to make corrugated packaging boxes, which can be subsequently reused, thereby driving usage of eco-friendly packaging. This will also give impetus to waste paper collection and processing system in the state and drive employment generation. The facility with this advanced machinery and skilled staff will spur packaging innovation in making boxes lighter and replacing less environment-friendly packaging. All this will support the state's push towards sustainability and a circular economy. I express my gratitude to the state government for the seamless facilitation and partnership thus far in our project. And we look forward to commencing commercial production in the next 12 months. Sir, our experience so far has been very positive and very easy, with all our problems being resolved expeditiously. And I assure you, Chief Minister, that our organization will be a reliable partner with the people and the government of Punjab. My best wishes to everybody on an engaging and successful Progressive Punjab Investor Summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singhania, for being with us today. Shri Dilip Shanghvi is a doyen of the pharmaceutical industry, and he has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. Sun Pharma already have a plant in Punjab in district Mohali. We look forward to him sharing his experience of investing in Punjab. It gives us great pleasure in welcoming Shri Dilip Shanghvi, founder and MD, Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited.
Respected Chief Minister and respected Finance Minister, officers of the Punjab government and Invest India. It's a great privilege for me to be here sharing our experience of working in Punjab and benefiting from excellent work environment which is there. Sun Pharma, for your information, sir, we are the largest pharmaceutical company in India and fourth largest generic company worldwide. We've been invested in Punjab now for significant period of time, and our overall investment has been in excess of 1,200 crore rupees. But we got these facilities as a result of merger of Ranbaxy with Sun Pharma. And after we took over the Ranbaxy facilities, we've invested almost 40% extra, and that has led to significant additional turnover. And our turnover out of Punjab has gone up almost by 50% in last 3 years. We have two facilities, one in Tonsa and the other is in Mohali. We have more than 2,500 workers working with us in both these facilities. And I want to share with you and also with the other future investors our positive experience of working from Punjab. Punjab is, as a state capital, is very well connected by air to all the international as well as national capitals. We have excellent road infrastructure, and state is a surplus in electricity, and our experience of working in Punjab has been that all our applications as well as approvals come through without any kind of intervention. State has multiple attractive and interesting investment schemes, and I am sure that not only the work environment, availability of the qualified manpower, excellent infrastructure and educational facilities for children, as well as the positive attitude of the government and facilitation by the officers, we should be able to attract large number of new investments which are coming to India. We will continue to invest and expand our facilities in Punjab, and we'll look forward to working with the government in strengthening our relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's now time to welcome our next guest, Shri Atul Chauhan, Chancellor, Amity University. Amity have established a new university in Punjab in IT city, Mohali. Admissions are currently underway and the sessions shall commence shortly. Shri Atul Chauhan.
Thank you so much, Shri Charanjit Singh Channi ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal ji, Honorable Finance Minister of Punjab, Shri Gurpreet Singh Kotli ji, Honorable Industry Minister and Commerce Minister of Punjab, Anirudh Tiwari ji, Chief Secretary, Shri Tejveer Singh ji, all eminent dignitaries and industry leaders. It is truly a matter of great pride for me to be part of the Progressive Punjab Investor Summit 2021. I would like to congratulate the government of Punjab for hosting the 4th edition of this summit with the theme Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured. A title which is very apt, for we as Amity in the last 2-3 years of our investment journey in Punjab have witnessed this attitude of partnership and supporting investors firsthand. Honorable Chief Minister ji, I am representing the Amity Foundation, which is a not-for-profit foundation of our family established over 25 years ago by Dr. Ashok Chauhanji to provide world-class education, not only to young people in the country, but around the world. In the last 25 years, we have established over 12 universities and 50 campuses across India. We are in 15 countries with at the moment 175,000 students studying and over 200,000 alumni settled all across the world. We have a great focus on innovation, on research, and providing world-class education to young people. And we have always seen throughout our journey that the youth of Punjab is very intelligent, very motivated, highly proactive. And it has always been the vision of Dr. Chauhan that we establish our world-class institutions within your state. And I'm very happy to report that 3 years ago, we were allotted a 3-acre plot of land for a school in Mohali. And in April 2019, we were allotted 40 acres of land for establishing the Amity University in the IT city in Mohali. And sir, within the last 3 years, our foundation has invested over 500 crores in Mohali and Punjab. And after seeing the tremendous cooperation that we have, the motivation by the government, by the bureaucracy, we have further committed to spend over 300 crores in the next 2-3 years within the state. And I am sure within the next 5 years, we will have spent over 1,000 crores to establish education institutions, not only just in Mohali, but across Punjab. We have established institutions across India and the world, but I would like to put on record the amount of cooperation we have got by the officials in Punjab, and especially in West Punjab, under the leadership of Anirudh Tiwari ji and the CEO, Mr. Rajat Agarwal, has been phenomenal. With the one window policy, with so much empowerment, the speed at which approvals have been given, the motivation that has been given, gives investors like us, foundations like us, the impetus and the commitment to invest more and more. And to all the investors potentially who are online today, we always tell, whenever I travel in India and across the world, I always say that if you want to invest in India, Punjab is one of the states that you should really look at. Especially, Honorable Chief Minister ji, I would like to say, our land was allotted in April 2019. We know the pandemic struck and the various waves, but with the commitment and selfless motivation that everyone has worked to give permissions has enabled us, even during this pandemic, to construct a world-class university campus for the students of the state of Punjab. And we will be starting the academic session, I am so proud to say, despite all the difficulties, but with the cooperation of the government this year itself. Honorable Chief Minister ji, I would like to give the commitment of the Amity Foundation that we will always be with the state of Punjab to educate the brilliant students of your state and to provide the manpower to grow in the state itself. Our commitment is there with you, sir.
Dr. Atul Chauhan, thank you very much. Our next guest speaker is one of the most visible and renowned faces in the international investment promotion world. He heads Invest India, which is the world's most awarded investment promotion agency. This has been made possible due to his dynamic leadership. Let's welcome Shri Deepak Bagla, MD and CEO of Invest India.
Thank you, ma'am. Morning, Mr. Chief Minister. Thank you very much for getting us together. the Honorable Minister for Finance, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, the Minister for Industries and Commerce, Mr. Gurkirat Singh Kohli, and Mr. Kotli, and Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, the Chief Secretary of Punjab, and the entire team. Mr. Chief Minister, it's truly a pleasure to be here. You've heard from everyone how good your team is. Let me just stand by and tell you, it is one of the best teams you have in the country. Invest Punjab is one of the top state investment promotion agencies we've dealt with. And in fact, some of the practices which there are there, including the team, are those which we have taken across the country to share with other investment promotion agencies and to work with them to be able to come up. You have created a gold standard. It's exceptional. And you see the result of this is actually right out there in actual numbers. Let me share with you what we at Invest India are seeing for Punjab. My team, we have a dedicated team for your state, Mr. Chief Minister. This team has worked on 287 business proposals for Punjab. But I'll tell you two interesting things about this 287. They are across 31 sectors. That shows the broad basing of the opportunity space which today Punjab offers. Let me quickly take you down through that. Textiles, construction, food processing, healthcare, energy, chemicals, consumer goods, defense. It's a new sector coming up, Mr. Chief Minister, which we're seeing. IT, metals, mining, education. We just heard Atul, and you're seeing that happen. Pharmaceuticals, food processing, one of your biggest sectors. Auto components, electrical vehicles, electronics, oil and gas, tourism, automobiles, biotechnology, logistics, animal husbandry, banking and finance, capital goods, medical devices, another big sector, Mr. Chief Minister. We're seeing a lot of interest from that coming to your state. Retail, e-commerce, waste management, and there's some very interesting examples of waste management, which you have executed there. Leather, media, roads and highways, infrastructure. But what I'm now seeing taking forward in a big manner is research and development centers. And we are looking at a lot of innovation and startups. I think this is going to be really big as you take on a new world as we move beyond COVID. But let me tell you the other interesting thing, Mr. Chief Minister, of these 287. They have come from 11 countries. 11 countries of the world trust you and your team with their money today. And they trust you with the future of the way you are leading your state. Let me give you the names of these: Australia, Canada, China, Ethiopia, Georgia, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, Oman, United Kingdom, United States. And there are active discussions which we are having across a number of other countries, including the UAE, Taiwan, and Korea, and a number of the others. This number is increasing substantially. It's growing. It is a result of the excellence which you are providing as the ease of doing business and a great team and your leadership. Let me tell you where you're headed, Mr. Chief Minister, because this is where the numbers stand. Your GDP today is about $73 billion. If I do a global ranking of your GDP, you rank anywhere between 70 and 71. I think it's a little ahead or at balance with Oman and ahead of Venezuela, etc. But what's more interesting, Mr. Chief Minister, is that you've had one of the fastest growth rates of your GDP. In 2017-18, your GDP grew by 14.7%. It's one of the fastest we've experienced in the country. Now, if you continue growing at that rate, Mr. Chief Minister, your GDP in 2030 will be $256 billion. I'm not saying that you increase that, even if you work on that 14.7, which you have already done. $256 billion from 74 today. That means you will be adding about 170 to 180 billion dollars to the balance sheets and the bottom lines of all those who will partner with you in this growth. And if you just step on that accelerator, I showed you some of the other sectors which are opening up. It can go even much beyond. And let me put it in the final perspective, Mr. Chief. Which you have already done. $256 billion. partner right through this journey. Thank you again. Namaskar. About 170 to 180 billion dollars.
Shri Deepak Bhagya, it was such a pleasure.
All those who will partner with you in this growth. And if you just step
Listening
on
to
the
you.
accelerator, I showed you some of the other
Shri
sectors.
Rajinder Gupta represents the true Punjabi entrepreneurial spirit, which has created the business empire of the Trident Group. Rajinder Gupta has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. We're glad to have him with us on stage. So now let's invite the chairman of the Trident Group, Shri Rajinder Gupta, to participate in the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021. Shri Rajinder Gupta represents the true Punjabi entrepreneurial spirit, which is created
Honorable
the empire of the
Chief Minister Punjab Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, young, vibrant, dynamic, entrepreneurial, great inspiration to youth, sir. And we are all proud of you. Honorable Finance Minister Punjab Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, kind-hearted, deep thinker, always a man of concern for the state of Punjab and for the nation. Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce Shri Gurkirat Singh Ji Kotli, young and carries a legacy to connect with people. Respectable Chief Secretary Vinod Tiwari Ji, great source of inspiration and always a fair to all. We are all proud of you. Principal Secretary to CM Shri Hussain Lal Ji, a great support to all of us. Respectable Principal Secretary Industries and Commerce Shri Tejveer Ji, always smiling even in the tough times. That's my experience with him. My friends, colleagues, well-wishers, and Captain of Industry, I really feel privileged, humbled to be here to share my experience. First of all, if I am here from a very humble background, from a very